What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday night, and it's time for Super Geeked Up! Yeah!
Yeah!
What's up, everybody? My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for geeking out with us. This is Super Geeked Up. We do geeky chat and fun improv games, all geeky-themed games. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much. Welcome. And if you're one of our regular listeners, welcome as well. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate you watching. I already see in the chat, actually, we got some people. We got Lister's Maid and Charles Galusky and Ohio Victor. All right. Oh, I wonder if that's Victor Snyder, who often watches a different name. Anyway, that's on Twitch. And I think we have some other people here too. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. We always love when you're chatting away with us. We're going to use your comments and your suggestions for our games later in the show. So I am joined by our guest. He is from Thank You for Questing and Popular Music Podcast. It is Omar Najam.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And we also have someone you have not seen in quite a while, but if you're a longtime viewer of the show, he actually was one of the people who started the show with me. And he's also one of the stars of Super Knocked Up, which is my web series. It is Mark Pezzula.
Oh my God, he's here? He's
Here?
It's me.
All right, stop. This is why. Forget it. This is the last time, folks, you're going to see him back on the show.
It's good to be back. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Thanks,
Good to have you back. So actually, we got a lot of people on Twitch watching here. So Fireberry says, wait a sec, I see a familiar face. Kamikaze 2003. Yay, Omar. I think you got some fans there on Twitch watching.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you guys for watching and supporting Omar. Shaky Cam Mark is what Fireberry says on Twitch. That's right. Okay. No, don't gotta do that anymore. Okay. And then Lister's Mate says, OMG, who is that weirdo? Oh, it's just Mark Pezzula. Yep, that's him. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. Fireberry is Marsha. Sorry, Marsha. I keep forgetting what your Twitch name is because I'm used to seeing you on your real name. So, hey, thank you for watching, Marsha. And then, here is Victor Snyder on YouTube. Mark is the best leading man from a superhero movie. Holy shit, man. Dude.
It's true. That's just a true statement.
Dude, that is like the nicest compliment everybody's probably given you.
Because that's actually me writing in.
You know what? If I didn't know Victor, and I know he watches every week because he's awesome and he supports on the Patreon, I actually would think it was you.
Gotta flip that 10 later.
Well, thank you, Victor. That's super kind to hear. I appreciate it.
That is very nice. Yes, thank you.
Look at that. Hugh Jackman's got nothing on you, man.
Hugh who?
Hugh Jackman?
What a loser.
He's never coming on this show. Okay. Fortunately, after this. Ariella Strauss just joined us in the chat as well on YouTube. Thank you for watching, everybody. We appreciate it. All right, folks. So we got some geeky games for you. We're going to do Super Bad Director. We're going to do Tangent Tales. But first, we have our first super geeky question of the day. Mark, what is that?
That is me. Hold on. Wait a minute. I was not prepared for that.
Oh, good God.
Throwing at me when I'm not prepared.
Mark, you've only done the show like 100 times or something.
It's been a while. I'm rusty. Okay. Here's our first geeky question. What TV show character did you have a crush on when you were a kid? What TV show character did you have a crush on when you were a kid? I don't know why I read that. Like
Thank you for reading it twice, like a game show host might do.
Let's go to Omar. Omar, who did you have a crush on?
Omar in the center square.
Center square.
And
then we do a joke, and then we do a real answer, and then the person says yes or no. And
by the way, so all those jokes were obviously on Hollywood Squares pre-scripted, right?
They had they
have to be,
100% had to be, because there were also the certain celebs who weren't great at faking that, where they're like, a giraffe, don't you mean a leopard? And everyone laughed, and they're like, yeah, leopard, right? Yeah, leopard. And you're like, oh, that's
yeah.
I have, I think, two answers for TV specifically, because if it was movies, it would be Jasmine from Aladdin, but TV specifically
TV.
It's a tie, believe it or not. In terms, because the question was when you were a child, right? So I feel like this would be one of your first crushes or something.
You got it
right.
It's a tie between I think Andrea from Reboot when she came back from the internet. When she came back with Enzo, and he was this is kicking off to a real nerdy, vibe, isn't it?
Say Reboot.
So Reboot, the Canadian CGI show.
Oh God! Oh wow! You're doing a deep cut. All right.
I was just gonna nod like I knew what he was talking about. I'm glad that he interjected.
So Toonami fans will know that like season 4 Andrea, when they come back from the internet, when she's like crazy mermaid version of herself. So like they stole like the character from Aquaman, and then believe it or not, I think Giles from Buffy. I remember watching Giles and just being like, that's a swanky older man. So I think it's going to be a mix of Andrea and Giles. So like a Sea Warlock, if you could mesh those two together, Sea Warlock with a Triton, that would be perfect.
All right. I'm down with it. Well, Giles is awesome, man. I love Giles and Buffy. So
Giles is just so great.
He is. He's very
so Tweety.
And those
how about you guys?
Yeah, Mark. So how about actually? Let me share a couple things in the chat before I lose them here. All right. So Victor says Jamie Summer from the Bionic Woman. It's a nice choice.
Ooh.
Ariella says Theo Huxtable. All right, there you go. Cool.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Listener May says, wait a minute. Are we sure that's Mark Pezzula? He's not showing us his bed sheets. That's a running joke early on in the show. That Mark would always have unmade bed behind him.
I would, but I don't want to be known as Shaky Cam, so maybe at some point.
Fireberry, that's Marsha on Twitch, says Ares from Xena and Jake from Animorphs. I can definitely see Ares on Xena. Yeah. He was a
Jake from Animorphs. What a good shout out.
And then listeners may
no one talks about the Animorphs show. Sorry, I just have to gasp for a second.
I'm glad you
No one talks about the Animorphs show. I don't think that people who worked on the Animorphs show remember that they worked on the Animorphs show. So that is a great shout out.
And listeners may says She-Hulk. No, wait, Orion Slave Girls. No, She-Hulk. No, all right. Okay. It's just She-Hulk cosplaying as the Orion Slave Girls. I could only wish. All right. Oh, Terry Schaefer just joined us. Thanks. Terry Schaefer's on vacation, he told me, and he's watching. So thank you, sir, for spending some of your vacation with us. That's very nice of you.
Oh, nice.
All right, Mark, what is your answer? TV crush.
It's a tie between Alf.
Get out of here. That's what you joked earlier.
Yeah, but how do you know I wasn't serious, Jeff?
Because I know you.
Like feeds off of Cat's Alf, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, he's very.
It's fine confident. If it is, but I know you're full of shit.
He's very confident.
He's a family man, right?
Right. He's goofy. He's lovable. No. My serious answer is Hilary Banks from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
What a good answer.
Oh my God, I was.
So you like snobby rich girls?
Oh man. Yes.
Order you around.
Yeah.
And have their butler, I don't know, do whatever he needs to be.
Oh, he could do, well, you know what I mean.
God. It's like, let's throw Jeffrey in there too. And
I was just,
that might be the right answer.
She's very beautiful.
Just she was dumb as a brick, but that's all right.
So
yeah.
So Mark actually, now he brought this up. One time we did Super Geeked Up live at a fest, and somehow the Fresh Prince got brought up, and Mark, something you were talking about it. I was like, somehow we got talking about the theme song. I was like, oh, Mark, do the theme song, and shit, you actually busted out and did it perfectly, like word for word, the Fresh Prince theme song. Did I do the whole thing? Almost. I cut you off at one point, but
why didn't you let me go?
I should have actually. I should have seen if you got through the whole thing. It was impressive. I was impressed.
Yeah. Good show. Good
it is.
show.
It's on one of the channels I have now. It's a rerun, so I'm watching it sometimes.
Nice.
Of course, I watched it originally. Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah.
Gave us Will Smith as a movie TV star.
Yeah.
I also have multiple answers. So one of them is Linda Carter, who was Wonder Woman, of course.
Ooh, good answer. Good answer.
Thank you. And my other ones are all three girls from Saved by the Bell, because at one point I kept switching. So at one point I started with Kelly Kapowski, and then it was Lisa Turtle, and then it was Jessie Spano. So at one point it was all of them. I would go with Jessie Spano if I had to choose one right now, though, today. So there you go. Yep.
I love that you're like under pressure if I have to pick one. This I made it's like some people draft up wills, but Jeff is like, I've gotta pick one of the ladies from Saved by the Bell.
Right. In case you were wondering, folks, in my will, like Jesse Spano was my choice.
So you must own Showgirls on Blu-ray then, Jeff.
Of course, who doesn't?
Touche.
All right. So let's see. Victor says in the live YouTube chat, Mark is both an actor and singer. Can he dance as well? Hey, Mark, can you dance? Actually, I saw you dance at your wedding.
I don't know if that was really dancing.
We were rocking out the Bon Jovi. Come on, man.
Just bouncing around with a beer in my hand for...
Yeah, you're right. That's true. That's a good point.
Trying not to spill it.
Well, let them know. Are you a good dancer?
No.
Okay. All right.
Can't even joke about that one.
All right. So earlier in the day on Twitter, we had some responses. Mark, what did people say to this question about their TV crushes? Okay,
we got oh my God, I lost it here, Jeff. I was not prepared again. Okay, we got from Twitter, we got at Ariella Strauss with she says Superman with Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, it was a fantastic answer. Great answer.
Mm-hmm. Good looking gentleman right there. We got at Actor Geek. He says Evie from Out of This World. Maureen Flanagan is still cool.
So since he put a little GIF in his thing, I know what this is, and you guys may not know this, but as a kid I watched this. So there's this teenage girl. She could put her fingers together and stop time.
Okay.
But it was like I think it was like a sitcom though.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. Omar's like, no idea what you're talking about.
Great.
But it was good. It was fun. Who doesn't want to stop time, man? And be able to, I don't know, do whatever you want when time is stopped.
We got at Cabe_Bedlam. He says Agent Dana Scully from the X-Files.
Yes. That is a correct answer.
Yep.
That's a correct answer.
This is also, it's very, this is an insightful question because it also tells us when everybody grew up. Like what?
Right. True.
So also, sorry, one more, Mark, sorry.
I got one more from Twitter at Dawn Loria, MacGyver, and Starbuck on the OG version of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, and OG MacGyver too, Richard Dean Anderson.
Right, yes, an OG MacGyver.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there is new MacGyver. Yeah,
well, just pretend it's not. At Mr._Picard, this is maybe my favorite answer, says Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales.
Mr. Moneybags.
Yeah.
Mr. Moneybags.
I also love this answer. At Carrie Johnson 919, Chitara from Thundercats.
Ooh.
Yep. Mark, are you all right? Do you need a moment?
Sorry.
Some Kleenex.
Almost had to shut my
miles away.
Over on the YouTube live chat, Chris Hadley says Jane Doe from Blind Spot is my current TV crush. All right, Chris, I also want to know when you were a kid growing up. I'm curious about that. And Charles Glusky says Linda Carter and Marina Sirtis, who was Counselor Troy on Next Generation. Those are excellent choices. Ariel Strauss wants to know, wait, is this the same Mark from your Super Knocked Up series? Indeed it is, Ariel. She actually just said she just watched season 2 the other day. Super Knocked Up, so she's new to the series. Yes, this is Captain Amazing himself, Mark Pezzula.
It is a little older, a little more bloated.
But still heroic.
Yeah, still.
And lastly, Ariella, Jordan was she was the lead. She played Darkstar on it. So I know you were watching last week too.
Yes, thank you for watching.
All right, over on Facebook, I'll just share a couple more answers and then we'll move on here. Anthony, we already got Anthony Davis. He said She-Hulk. He says She-Hulk in the chat too. Tammy Anderson said Spock. That's a nice choice. It's very
good. Nice.
Very logical. Carlos Ramirez says Chris Monroe, played by Cheryl Ladd in Charlie's Angels. Good. See, I never got into Charlie's Angels. But yeah, obviously it's great.
Okay, yeah.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for all those TV crushes. All right, reboot, right? That's what it was called, reboot.
Reboot.
All right.
And I believe the B is also uppercase. Uppercase R, lowercase E, uppercase B, and then just keep going.
That's so nerdy. I love it. It's awesome. And it's by Andrea.
Yeah. I'll post some pics after
Please
this episode.
I need to learn about Canadian animated CGI. Tammy in the live chat, she just joined us, says Spock has always been my crush. Well, he's an excellent choice. I highly approve of that. The Pomfar, Tammy? That's what you need to do with it?
That's where it all started.
What's 7 years ago? All right, so we're gonna play our first improv game. It's called Super Bad Director. So first of all, what I need for you guys, as I describe the game right away in the chat, though, give me some fictional characters that Mark and Omar can play. It could be anybody you want, any fictional characters. Start throwing them out there in the chat, please. Thank you again, guys, if you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, or Mixer, which is a new platform we're streaming on as well. Ariel says, cool, nice to meet you. Yes, Jordan, but it says actually Jordine, which I want to start calling Jordan now, is Jordine.
Jordine.
Yeah, Jordan and I became friends. Nice to see your other guests, too. Yes, it is nice to see Omar as well. I agree. Chris says his past TV crushes were Joey Potter, Dawson's Creek. Oh, hell yeah. Paris Geller from Gilmore Girls. All right, very good.
Interesting.
Wait, who is... I didn't watch Gilmore Girls. Who was Paris Geller?
Paris.
Was she one of the two? She wasn't the girl or the mom, right? Or was she?
No.
Was Lorelai? Is that right?
And Lorelai, yes. Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
you're
Lorelai
right.
and who? Who was Lorelai? The mom or the daughter?
Well, both.
Wait, how is it
Yeah.
both? They both have the same name?
They both have the same name. I was gonna lie for a second and just go for a while and be like, no, it's actually like a time loop show, but it's like
I'm gonna start watching it immediately then.
Which would have been actually interesting. That's a good idea. We should just redo Gilmore Girls with time travel.
That's what I thought at first. I was like, "Oh my God, was there something about Gilmore Girls I didn't know?" Like, should I go back and
Oh, so Marcia says it was the blonde friend at the prep school.
Yeah, she was like the enemy, then became frenemy, then became friend. Now is I think a teacher in the new season. I'm trying to remember where she stands.
That's right, because they brought it back, right? They brought the show back.
Yeah.
All right, cool. By the way, Tammy says she had posters of Spock and Einstein. She always liked the brainy guys. Hey, I like hearing that. Brainy's where it's at. Ariella says she just joined Dungeons and Dragons this week, so I'm learning. Oh, well, that's great to hear. I love hearing people who discovered gaming, RPG gaming.
Yeah.
So welcome to the gaming family. Wait, Chris says Rory was the daughter. Omar, are you lying to me?
Rory is the name of Rory is Lorelai's name as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Rory is the name of the cyborg that was sent back in time.
Oh, I feel you're just making stuff up to throw me off. I don't understand. They're called Lorelai and Rory.
Lorelai is named after Lorelai, but then that was really confusing. So Lorelai is named Rory.
The younger one.
Yep.
Okay, I see. All right, that was very confusing. Let me share some characters here. People are, by the way, and sorry, what we're gonna do with these characters is Mark and Omar are gonna do a scene, and we're gonna yes, he's getting ready, and then at some point I'm gonna start jumping in with some bad direction for these guys to change the scene up. All right, yeah, Mark, get ready. You haven't acted in a long time.
Oh, I haven't. I'm rusty.
I gotta make a new series so you can start it. By the way, so here's some character suggestions. You can see if any of these guys strike your fancy. So Marcia suggests Ant-Man and Ned Stark. Lister's mate says Captain Amazing. That's right up your wheelhouse there, Mark. That's who you play.
Who's that?
So we got Victor says James Bond, Captain Janeway, Xena, Brain the dog from Family Guy. A lot of suggestions there. Ariella says Michael Hasselhoff from Knight Rider. So Michael Knight, that would be. And also says the Renegade character. So I assume she means Lorenzo Lamas' character in Renegade, the TV show. I don't know if you guys watched that. I did. All right. And then let's see. Who else have we got here? We got a lot of people who like Days of Hasselhoff as suggestions. Yeah. All right. There we go. Do you like any of those suggestions? Any of those characters? James Bond, Xena, Captain Janeway, Brain, Captain Amazing, Ant-Man, Ned Stark.
I mean, I don't do a good Sean Bean, but I'll take Ned Stark.
Okay.
Do we want to go with that pairing? Because I could pull an Ant. I'm between Ant-Man and Janeway right now.
All right. Why don't we do? It was paired together. We'll do Ant-Man and Ned Stark.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. So Omar's Ant-Man. Mark is Ned Stark. So
Let me set
I don't watch.
Get some light here.
I've only seen the first episode of Game of Thrones, but he was So Sean Bean's character, right? Is what you're saying? Is who he is? Yeah.
Yeah. I just realized I cannot do a whatever accent Sean Bean has. I don't know if he's British or what is he? Irish. I don't know what the hell.
It's like Game of Thrones old.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the accent. It's fine. Mark, Omar, you just there you go. I said, you just got very red. It was like mood lighting.
Oh yeah, when we get in character, I'll Ant-Man it up.
Oh, Ant-Man it up.
I'm just very excited to have a smart bulb. So.
Game of Thrones
all right.
is dark.
By the way, Mark.
Never mind.
All right. We got one last choice for the TV crush, by the way, but this is a good one. Terry Schaefer says Alyssa Milano. So probably from Who's the Boss.
I would like to amend my answer.
I had a crush on her too.
Alyssa Milano. For the record.
So Marcia says, Mark, just remember a lot of winter is coming. That's her advice for you in this scene.
Oh wait, is this to clarify? Since everyone here is so nerdy, Ant-Man, right? So we don't know if it's Scott or if it's Hank.
Oh, interesting. Well, who are you thinking of playing, or you want to make it a mystery?
It'll be easier for me to do a Paul Rudd, I think. Then I think that's more.
All right, so we'll do Scott then, right?
Yeah, physical work. To do Hank.
All right, cool. By the way, Lister's Mate says Omar played D&D with some friends of mine for a YouTube channel. It was Natalie and Tara. Try stuff to see him in a segment.
Yeah, that was
cool.
fun. We ran Matt Colville's first campaign that he suggests, so that was great.
Sweet. All right, so folks, now we need a suggestions for scenes. What are Ant-Man and Ned Stark doing? Where are they? What are they doing? Obviously, these very good pairing. They would totally be hanging out all the time. So give us some suggestions for that, and then also feel free to suggest some goofy kind of direction I could give them. And again, that could be any kind of thing, almost like do it like you're in a horror film, or do it like your characters from Animorphs, since we just brought that up, or reboot. Okay, so Marcia suggests that they're sightseeing in New York City.
Makes sense.
That'd be very nice.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, wait, does Ant-Man live in New York City? He does, right?
He's San Francisco. That's why.
San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So he would be visiting.
Yeah, he'd be sightseeing. Okay, that makes sense then. All right, let's see if there's any other suggestions here. Victor says they are talking in a dive bar. Oh man, getting drunk.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense. Hang on, spoiler warning if you haven't seen Infinity War, but no, sorry. I guess no. Actually, never mind. I won't even say it. But at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, that makes sense why he would be drinking from what happens at the end.
Yeah. Very fair. Very fair.
Tammy says it's bro day checking out microbreweries. A lot of drinking suggestions.
Easy for me to pull from that knowledge.
Yeah, right up my alley.
Yeah, that will not be difficult.
Lister's Mate says they're on Gilligan's Island and they're fighting over Marianne and Ginger.
Okay. Also, all right.
Chaz says ordering lunch at Chili's and Ned Stark is breaking up with Scott.
All right.
Okay.
Breaking up at Chili's?
All I heard was Chili's. So it's breaking up at a Chili's.
You know what's funny? Yeah. Mark actually, when we get together, when we hang out, he usually suggests Chili's actually. Mark, I didn't realize, were you breaking up with me when we met there at Chili's?
I can never bring myself to actually say the words, but yes.
Okay.
The Bloomin' Onion does it for you, so.
Tammy suggests they're eating shawarma. It's a nice call out to First Avengers. I'm actually conflicted now because there's so much. Victor says superhero support group. And Chris says shopping at supermarket. Edward Nigma is arguing with Oswald Cobblepot over what to eat for dinner.
That is quite a scenario.
And Ariel says they're sparring like Mortal Kombat. Oh boy. Okay, so how about so let's, you know what, I just think this is ridiculous. Let's see that you're at Chili's and yeah, you're just trying to break up with Scott. I was gonna do like combine the microbreweries with the sightseeing, but I just love the idea of breaking up in Chili's. So, but feel free to try to work in the other stuff too if you so desire. All right. So guys, folks, feel free to make any suggestions for a kooky direction I could give these guys. So why don't you guys start the scene off as however you want, and then I will jump in at certain points and give you some ridiculous direction.
All right.
So take it away.
Cool. So should we order first, or get some drinks, or what's the plan for today?
You know, Scott, I noticed you've never taken me to whatever land that Daenerys is from. You never take me to the warm climates.
Oh, well,
you're taking me north of the wall.
Well, it's hard for me to travel because I'm kind of under house arrest right now, and I'm practicing magic tricks for my daughter, and I can't be away from her for too long because I've got custody rights that I want to kind of hold on to. So yeah, we'll definitely be going. We'll travel all over very soon. But first, I guess let's do some ordering. What do you think for appetizers?
Winter is coming, Scott. I
Yeah.
want to see the sun. I don't want to be in Winterfell anymore. I
Well,
want you to take me somewhere. You never take me anywhere.
well, I got 3 days. I've got 3 days left on my house arrest, and after that, then we'll figure something out. We'll definitely figure something out.
The end of my sword, Scott. Would you like to
All right,
taste
cut. That was going in a very weird direction there at the end.
Sword, like a sword. Like
I felt it.
Like your penis.
I felt it.
no,
Just like a sword. Yeah.
Jeff, a sword.
Like real
Game of
sword.
Thrones
Why?
is a
No, this
sword.
is not.
A real
This
sword.
is not supposed to be that violent. So listen, and I also I'm not sure what that accent was, but it was great. So just keep doing that. The accent's great.
Thank you.
I love it.
That's what I thought.
Okay. So
Okay.
you know what? Maybe you're actually onto something with the violence. That's really sells nowadays, right? So all right, that's great. So let's do it. Keep it going, guys. Let's do it like you're in a horror movie now, though.
Okay.
All right, action.
The White Walkers are here.
What? Where are they coming? Should I shrink? What should I? Where are they coming from?
Stand behind me. You never stand behind me. You never
Well,
stand behind your man.
that's that's true.
I'm always
But,
telling John and Bran and my other two kids, I can't remember the name right now.
uh-huh.
I'm always saying stand behind me. And you don't take me anywhere. You don't
All right.
stand
Hang
behind
on.
me.
Cut. Wow, that's a great. You just gave me a great idea for this scene. That you mentioned these country western lyrics. That was brilliant. Stand by your man. It's great.
Stand by your man, yeah.
Yeah.
Also in Goldeneye, yeah.
Oh, really? Goldeneye. Well, I didn't know that. Wow.
It's a one scene thing. Don't worry.
Awesome. No, you guys are really up in your. That's great. All right. You know what? Do it like a western. Go. Action.
Well, I reckon that we should get some queso first.
Trying to perfect the accent. Are there dragons in that part of town? Maybe we can play the dragons against each other.
I heard that there's a partner with a dragon tattoo in New York somewhere, but I myself
does not
haven't.
make any sense, and you don't make any sense at all. We're trying to grab a drink in a western town. You finally brought me somewhere sunny, and now you're talking about dragon tattoos. I don't know if I can continue in this relationship.
All right, hang on. All right, hold up. This is great. I love this. I love the movie tie-ins you're doing. This is great. We're gonna do some crossovers with the Dragon Tattoo series. Fantastic
Cool.
idea.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
really smart. All right. I think we're almost there. I think we almost nailed this scene. Let's try
Cool.
one last thing.
Sure.
All right. Do it like now we're gonna totally switch it up. Do it like your characters from Back to the Future.
The main characters or
Whoever you want. I don't care. Just go crazy.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to be Ned as Marty McFly?
I would love to see a Ned Marty McFly. Sure, let's do it.
And I guess I'm Scott as Doc. Okay. Look,
what the hell's a gigawatt?
Hey, look, we can figure this out. We can make this work. Okay, we just have to go back to how it was.
We got to get back to 1984 before winter. 1985. Sorry, I screwed up. Hold on, let me go back in time. And we got to get back to 1985 before winter comes. Doc.
Ned, it's not me. You can't. If you break up with me, you'll change the timeline, and that's not something we can do. That's not something we can do.
Well, it's time for you to taste the end of my sword, then, because I don't know what else to do. And I mean sword. I don't mean penis.
I didn't think.
All right, cut. There you go. Very good. That's great. Print. Awesome. All right, great job, guys. All right, awesome. No, great job, guys. That was I know very difficult stuff there at the end.
Sean Bean is hard.
Dude, that accent was like, at first I was like, is this like a really bad Sean Connery? Like, what is this? But it was fantastic.
That was good. That was good.
That was great.
It was a bad Sean Connery. It was a bad Gandalf. I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know what was going on.
God. I think that was the Ned Stark voice.
Whew. Bang.
I also loved your Doc Brown. Think the way like you did the eyes and stuff. Fantastic. Wow. So Victor says in the chat, I think we need a Star Wars plot. Oh yeah, we didn't show. All right, next time we'll work that in next time. And then let's see what else David said. Oh, Chris was saying, where are my appetizers in this fine established pilgrim? That was during the Western part, I'm sure.
Yep. That's good. That's good.
Very nice. Very nice. Charles says, we're using swords as a euphemism for eggplants. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure.
Euphemism on euphemism. Yep.
Victor says, breaking up is hard to do without sword. Without sword? Without sword? I don't know. Tell me.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
It's hard, actually.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, thank you guys for the chatting. Awesome job. That was super bad director. All right, we're gonna do tangent tales later on. We're gonna make up a kooky story on the spot. Before we do that, though, let's talk to our guest, Omar. By the way, so somehow we're getting like Jeopardy in the chat. Like it says, Mark will take swords for 1,000. But then Necrodius, thank you for watching, Necrodius. He joined us mid-show there. He says, I will take flowery bed sheets for 500. That's a reference to your.
All right. Do you want to see the bed sheets?
Yeah, they really want to see it. Wait a minute.
There they are.
Oh, they're totally different. Though they're even more flowery now. Wow, that's nice flowers and pink. It's great.
They're still here.
Is that the same ones?
I haven't gotten rid of those bed sheets.
Great. I'm glad to hear it. You didn't disappoint them.
Recurring guest.
All right, Omar, why don't you tell people what you're up to? What do you want to start with? Thank you for questing.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for questing is a wonderful, fun podcast. It's an improvised RPG podcast that I ran with previous guests of this show, Chris Bramante and Kelly Nugent, as well as Mia Rosella and Annalise Nelson as our composer. We just wrapped up the show actually with our year-long arc, where those characters just ran around and there was no plan. It was a D20 v D20 system where they would just make a decision, and if I didn't like it, I would roll my D20 as the GM against them. And for example, Chris decided that the submarine was now flying through the sky in a cave for 1 month, and that made several complications for the story. And his character is also impossible. I think it was in episode 3. I was like, "You're gonna get killed," and he's like, "Well, I don't have to worry. My character's immortal." So stuff like that was the basis of the show. And so we just wrapped up our story. So if you want to check it out, just search for Thank You for Questing wherever podcasts are available. And then there's a big announcement in regards to that, because even though the story is done, we've got some more stuff coming out. And I'll save the announcement for the end. I'll just have this as a teaser placeholder until the very end of the episode. Oh,
Oh, sorry, I have myself muted.
Now you exist.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I was saying I was very excited for the announcement. He actually told me pre-show, so stick around for it. It's going to be really cool. All right, what else do you do? You got a new podcast you're doing, right?
That's right. I hopped onto Popular Music. That's a show that was hosted by the composer of Thank You for Questing, Annalise Nelson, and then Stephen Ray Morris, that you might know if you're into murders being favorited on other podcasts or Jurassic Park. That name might sound familiar. And so I took Steven's place as the co-host, and we just talk about popular music. Pop music gets a really bad rap, as people think it's like kind of like just popcorn stuff, but it's what we listen to, man. It's what's on the radio. And so Annalise has like degrees and degrees in music, so she breaks down exactly how the music functions and what makes like a dance song make you want to dance, or makes a sad song sound sad. And then I just geek out about music. And so we just did 1999 by Charlie XCX. That was the latest episode, and the music video is homages to movies and music and other stuff that came out in 1999. So if you have a chance, check out that music video because it's really good. It's like Titanic and then The Matrix. There's a few references. There's some like Soda references from the 90s. So.
Oh, Soda.
Yep. It's crazy how much like soda changes over time. It was a fun little thing I was thinking when I was researching that episode. So I was like, yeah. You guys remember Tab? That's gone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? That was in Back to the Future.
That was Back to the Future.
Can I have a tab? And he's like, no, you haven't, like, you can't have a tab yet.
Yeah. Pay for it like everyone else. Yeah.
You're right. Tab. Oh, Tab was like, yeah, very 80s. I guess maybe 90s too, right? It didn't last. I don't know.
Yeah. And then RC is still around, but people don't drink it, right? Isn't RC still here, right?
I think it may be. But I always knew RC as like the total shit soda that cost nothing and like nobody wanted to drink it. But you got it at parties because it was so cheap.
We had a guy that in my neighborhood that worked at RC Cola when I was a kid. And he would always give cans of it for Halloween. So you get cans of RC Cola, and we used to it was just total like sugar. Like it didn't even taste like anything. Just cola sugar. It was that's good trick or treating though. Getting a whole can of soda. It was awesome. Like you get soda, you drink it on your way to the next house.
Yeah. Nice. So RC Cola, though, however, if you want to sponsor us, I'll totally take that sponsorship. We'll give your soda
we just besmirched your name.
But I'll give your soda away on our shows.
But for $500, we might stop.
Let's see. So, by the way, back on the people are not giving up on the bed sheets here. Listener's Mate says, "Oh, pink pastels." Tammy says, "Wow, matches my china." Mm-hmm. And then Lister Crodia says, "Yeah, I wait another season of Super Knocked Up where that bed sheet is worn as a cape." That's a good idea. It's actually a really good idea.
You just put a seed in our head.
And by the way, Chris was saying he was thinking of the Celebrity Jeopardy skit with Sean Connery. That's where swords came from. That's what he. Yeah, that's what he was thinking when you did the swords thing. Okay, I get it.
That was incepted in my head.
Yes, Ariella, she's asking for Omar. I put the Omar on screen, but I can definitely put on his info here in the chat as well. I would be very happy to do that.
Thank you. And I'll tweet about that later.
And Chris, let's see here. No, sorry. Victor says RC Cola is sadly still around. I guess not a fan either.
What a twist ending to that sentence.
How's it going? All right, cool. So, folks, again, you can check out Omar at Omar Najam, just his name on Twitter, at Pop Music Podcast. Hashtag thank you for questing. Again, you can find that where you listen to your podcast, pretty much. All right. And hey, Mark, where can they find you? Online, I mean.
What?
Where can they find you online?
I totally was not, I totally blanked out. I was looking at my bed sheets, to be honest. They can find me at M.A. Pezzula on Twitter. I don't have the Book of the Faces, but
good.
M.A. Pezzula.
All right.
And I don't have Instagram either, although I probably should get Instagram.
So you can post pictures of your bed sheets?
That'll be so popular.
That would be amazing.
You'll start a trend. Pictures of bed sheets.
The bed sheets are so sexy.
So Michael Gilstrap is giving us some good information here about Tab. He says Tab started in 1963. Wow, I didn't know.
Wow.
Nice.
What did
Let's start with it.
So I think I had it when I was a kid, but does anybody know what it was? Tab just like normal like soda, or did it have a certain taste outside of like Coke or Pepsi?
I think it was like a diet type soda.
Oh,
from what
okay.
I remember, like it was or sugar free or something. It was something.
Oh, that makes sense because Marty McFly wants a Tab, and then he says just anything without sugar.
Anything without sugar. Yeah, that's it. Sugar free.
It's like it's not. I'm not gonna give it to you free or something. Yeah.
Is it like was it the healthy soda then?
Basically, yeah. I think it was marketed as like a healthy soda.
All right.
Lister's mate says Marsha Brady drank Tab in the Brady Bunch. Hey, there you go. And then Tammy says, anyone ever drink Jolt Cola? Twice the caffeine and sugar of other sodas. Oh yes, Jolt was man. That had so much caffeine in it.
That's an RPG soda.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's basically like it might as well be like a Red Bull, right, or something.
Yeah.
It was like a dare when I was a kid. Was like, yo, drink more than one Jolt soda in like 10 minutes, man. Just suck it down. Come on.
Did you?
Pounded it, and you're like.
Did you do it?
Did I do it? Of course I did.
Did you throw up?
I drank 4 of them. And...
Oh, nice job. Good. I'm very impressed. Damn, I wish I knew that. We should have had Captain Amazing drinking Tab in the in Super Knocked Up.
Oh, no. I had enough.
Remember all those pancakes you had to eat? Never mind. He wouldn't eat pancakes for a year after that. Mark's Pile just joined us. Mark's co-host the DC Action Hour show I do, and he says, "Hello, glad to see Captain Amazing's return. Look at all these fans you have, Mark."
Yes, that's great.
Lister's mate says, "I don't want Tab, I want Tang." Look at all these people bringing up all these old drinks.
Yep.
Tang.
It's like the bad orange juice, basically, right? It's the bad orange drink.
They sent it to space.
Oh, they did.
Wasn't that a thing? Right?
Yeah.
Is the space juice?
Why are they giving astronauts bad drinks? Terrible. I'm imagining, like, I love the movie Gravity. I imagine, like, Sandra Bullock is like, she gets on the space station and all there's Tang is the only thing there.
You have to, yeah. It's like The Martian, and they're just like, all you have to survive on is an literally infinite amount of Tang. So congratulations and good luck.
That'd be great.
Damon just walks out on the surface of Mars, like he's just like, screw it.
Not worth it.
I was like,
credits roll at 7 minutes.
When he sees all the Tang, that's when he could have done the line, "I gotta science the shit out of this." All right. People are still talking about drinks in the chat. Okay, great. Keep going, guys. Great, fantastic. Oh, Jordan would love this. She said, you know what? Last week I didn't know this, Mark. She is like an aficionado of like soft drink knowledge, like old soft drink knowledge. I didn't know that. Yeah, I know, right?
That's a cool thing to know a lot about.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I know. Damn, she should be on the show today. Too bad. All right.
It was wild.
Now you are doing your Sean Connery. No, what are we doing?
I was Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson, that's it. Yeah. Well, okay, I get it. All right, let's go on. Oh, actually, before we do that, folks, we have a Patreon page. So if you like the geeky shenanigans we do, we would love your support. And it helps us really keep the show going. And, obviously we're doing indie stuff. So we really appreciate that. And actually, I just, if you noticed the last 2 years, 2 shows, sorry. I actually just improved the lighting here. So I got some more professional lights. Using your Patreon money for good stuff. Anyway, you can go to patreon.com/supergeekedup. That's on your screen right now. Anything you can give is super appreciated. $1, $5, whatever it is. It's awesome. I know some people like Victor and Lister's mate in the chat already are supporters, so thank you guys so much. And so even if you don't go, anything you do, even just watching us, subscribing to us on YouTube is a big help. So thank you for that. All right. Hey, let's go to our next super geeky question, Mark.
Boom, I am all set with that.
Oh, you're prepared. And fantastic.
The second super geeky question is, what fictional parallel universe would you like to go to, and what would you do there? Omar, you're first.
This is going to be, I'm going to go with honesty over interest, because this is going to be a very boring answer. But I have been playing nonstop Stardew Valley right now, and I would love to just be in a digital farm where it was real easy to like grow crops, because I'm making bank on my farm right now. Like, I am so rich on my farm, and I've got like 8 chickens. It's just a wonderful life. It's a great life. And I'm getting pretty good at fishing. And if that was literally like real life and you could just walk out and like there's like fruit on like trees and stuff, great. I'm gonna go with Stardew Valley.
I've heard so much good stuff about that game. I gotta check it out.
Very relaxing. It's very relaxing. How about you, Mark?
You farm in it, right? That's the main thing?
That's it.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, there's like, no, don't get me wrong. There's other stuff that goes on, and you get to like court other characters, and there's like maybe aliens or something, and just dwarves.
So there's romance?
There's romance. You got to hold on to like some of those crops because like they make for good gifts later and everything. So you got to plan ahead. But a lot of it is just.
I didn't know if you meant crops as in like a euphemism for men or women. Like, you got to hold on.
Yeah. It's fields of plenty of boats.
I also like that you use the word courting instead of like, you got to court.
Because all you do is you just go and you're just like, oh yeah, here's a daffodil, or here's like a chocolate cake that I crafted, and they're just like, I like this, and a little heart appears, and you're like, great, well, back to my day. We'll see if this adds up later. So,
all right. So I see. Oh, by the way, I think it was Tammy had asked, what would superheroes drink? And Mark's in the chat says, I feel like Jolt would be Flash's drink of choice. Yeah, that's right on, spot on. Also, I see some people are, I think you two are interpreting this a little bit differently than I thought, which is 100% cool. So they're basically choosing fictional universes. And in my mind, so my answer is going to be, though, based off, I'm actually thinking of like a parallel universe that existed in a show or movie.
Oh.
But any answer is totally fine. So Marcia said Hogwarts, which I'm 100% down with. Yep. Absolutely. Let me see if there's any other answers here. Oh, Victor says, I'm thinking MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and owning a construction company. Oh, because you have to build.
Oh, yeah. Be like a Doom Patrol sort of thing. Yeah.
Kamikaze 2003 on Twitch says The Land from Mist. Hey, there's a good video game.
Wow.
It's a good blast from the past.
Wow. Like the underground caves and stuff? Yeah.
So I was thinking the Mirror Universe from Star Trek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So particularly like so most people probably know about the one that obviously the original Star Trek did, but Deep Space Nine actually did it by far the most. They actually did it every single season from second season onwards.
Mm-hmm.
So some in the Deep Space Nine version of that, just because I don't know, because I love Star Trek.
DS9's so good.
Oh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite all-time show. Good. I'm glad you like it too. It's awesome to hear. And besides that, I also enjoyed the show Sliders back in the day, which was all about, the whole show was about, they went to a different parallel universe every single show.
That's a cheat answer.
No. But I'm going to give you a specific one. I'm going to give you a specific one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just setting that up if people weren't aware of Sliders. All right. I would choose, there was one episode where, it's not my favorite episode, but there's one episode where instead of like athletic stuff, there were sports teams based on people's brains.
Yep.
And so Quinn Mallory was like the star in that universe because he was so smart. And I was like, yeah, I want to go to a world where people appreciate intelligence over athletic prowess. And they give money to those people.
And like all the smart people were like the jocks. It was the best. Yeah, That was a great episode.
So like all our like, so we could be like doing our gaming, our D&D and stuff, and we would like, yeah, we're the coolest people in the world. Not that I will say it's actually, I think, I don't know. Like, I've always thought it was cool, but what would you say? I don't know, you guys. Maybe Omar. I think it seems like it's much more in the normal pop culture world nowadays than it was back in the day, I guess. Do you agree with that?
100%. I remember when the first Spider-Man movie came out, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, and there was like a Superman reference in the Spider-Man movie, and half the audience chuckled, and I was like, oh, that's not an obscure reference. And now like people are just like, what's the next Batman movie? What comic line is it going to be based off of? And that's like a normal conversation we have now. So yeah.
Yep. Big change from when I was growing up. Oh, Mark says, Jeff, time to grow goatee. Oh, like Mr. Spock in the Mirror Universe. Yep, I'll get right on that.
Ah.
Yeah. All right, Mark, what is your choice for fictional parallel universe?
Well, I originally had one, and then Omar's answer kind of got me thinking about another one. My original one was, this is the dumbest shit ever, but I I would like to go to Amity Island in Jaws and just
Okay.
sit there and bar hop with Quint and just listen to him tell stories.
Wait, that's the Roy Schneider, right?
No, it's the
Oh no, that's what's his face.
Robert Shaw.
That's
The
it.
Quint is the guy that hunts the shark.
Oh
And he's a
yeah, I know.
jerk,
Okay,
and
okay.
he's just a cantankerous asshole, and I would just love to hang out with him for a couple days
Amity Island.
on Amity Island.
It's great.
And the other one was I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 lately, and
Ooh.
it's there's a part of the game where you have to set up these camps, and there's a lot of just downtime at the camps. You got to like keep them up. You got to bring money back. You got to just kind of keep everybody happy, and it's a very kind of tranquil part of the game, and just kind of it's really kind of relaxing just being there. You can go fish, you can just do some things, and the way Rockstar did it, just very kind of you just kind of want to be there. I mean, I wouldn't want to kind of be in the gang or live in that time, but it's the way they do it is very well done, and just to kind of experience that old Wild West would be pretty cool.
That was Red Dead Redemption 2?
2, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Did you finish it yet?
I finished the first 6, the 6 main chapters. I got an epilogue to play, but I don't know if I'll ever finish it. It's an insanely long game. So.
Oh, but you finished the main story, basically.
I basically finished the main story. I consider it done, but...
All right. I know what you mean about, like, those kind of, I don't know, like, more laid-back parts of games. Like, I recently finished Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh.
And then there's, because I wanted to play Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So, and there's one of the DLCs is just her going around the mansion or the manor, like just finding things about. She's actually trying to find the thing to her father's safe. So, and it's all just going around finding clues and learning things about her parents. And I was like, this is actually one of my favorite things in the whole game. I'm not fighting anybody. I'm not exploring tombs, which I love all that too, because I love Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. But I was just like super interested in just exploring the mansion and learning all this history about her parents and the backstory. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Sometimes just
so
that
great.
downtime.
Yeah.
Between the other stuff.
All right. Let's see here in the chat. Chris has also choice. Mark love Jaws. The Crody says in the mirror universe, I bet Mark has regular bed sheets, but wears a flowery shirt. Okay.
Ah.
He also says, this is one of my fave eps of Super Geeked Up. Hey, that's nice to hear.
Oh, wow.
There you go, gentlemen.
Great.
Nice job.
Nice.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's see here. I think we got everybody's answer there, right? For parallel universes?
I
Yeah.
think so.
All right. What was it? Stardew? What? Stardew?
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley and Reboot. All right. I got to remember both those things.
They're similar-ish looking, actually, now that I think about it. That's not true. I was trying to make fun of Reboot's graphics, but man, if you could get your hands on Reboot, you're gonna love it. There's a character called Hexadecimal.
Oh, I already love it.
The villain's a virus. It's so good.
Great. That sounds fantastic. All right, guys. So now it's time for Tangent Tales. So this is where I have created the opening to a story. And then I'm going to pass this story off at some point to either Omar or Mark. And they're going to continue the story in whatever zany way they see fit. And then they will pass it on. You can go for however short or long you want. They'll pass it on to the next person who will then pass it on. And we'll keep passing around until one of us feels like it's a good spot to finish it. All right?
Cool.
Interestingly enough, I've actually worked in things we've already talked about in the show, including Lara Croft. Hey, so that's pretty cool. And you know what? It's funny. You mentioned Jurassic Park earlier, Omar. This actually has to do with Jurassic Park as well.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah. Glad you worked that in.
It was bound 100% of the time I bring up Jurassic Park. So that's
well, I highly approve of that. All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Oh, wait, before I begin, what's the correct pronunciation? Isla Nublar? What do you think? Of the island?
in the movie they say Isla Nublar.
Okay, I will say that way then.
Yeah, it's
That's
probably
what the original
pronounced
one was said
Isla
on,
Nublar,
folks.
but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how they say it in the movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Lara Croft was on her way to Isla Nublar, home to the infamous Jurassic Park. Even though there had been 5 previous horrific incidents of death and destruction on Isla Nublar and surrounding islands, Lara was sure everything would be fine. And anyway, it wasn't like she hadn't faced off against a dinosaur before. Lara had assembled a crack team to help her. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, who had helped her expose Old Man Jenkins robbing tombs in Peru, and Wicket the Ewok, who had ample jungle experience. And hey, he helped take down the Empire, so how hard could defeating dinosaurs be? When they arrived at the old complexes, Shaggy and Scooby raced for the cafeteria and began stuffing their faces with the surprisingly well-preserved food. Wicket joined in since he was sick of eating fruit and hunting Wookiees. As Lara examined some dinosaur bones, she heard a deafening roar. She whirled around, drawing her pistols, afraid a T-Rex was about to chomp them. To her relief, she realized it was just Shaggy and Scooby belching. She sighed and started to holster her pistols when the ground started to rumble, which, as everyone knows, is a signature sign that someone is about to be eaten. Shaggy and Scooby leapt into Wicket's arms, quaking in terror. Lara trained her guns at the door, ready for anything, except what crashed through the door, which was... Omar?
A group of teenagers transforming from dinosaurs back into their human forms. Ooh. Although one happened to be a red-tailed hawk. Like, these sandwiches are pretty bad, man, said Shaggy to Scooby, who retorted, as Wicket just snorted, Wicket team. The teenagers glanced around and said, "Who are you guys?" "Who are you?" said Laura. "We're the Animorphs. I don't know if we've ever referred to ourselves specifically out loud as the Animorphs, but that's what we do. We transform into animals and we stop yerks, which are slugs that go into your brains. Except on here, we're on a special mission." "Well, what is that then?" asked Laura. "Well, the answer to that, I think, will surprise you." Mark?
We are here to pal around and walk around on the island and find drinks to drink. And have you guys ever heard of Quint from Jaws? We are looking for him. He seems to be hunting dinosaurs and animorphs, but we don't want him to hunt us. We want him to drink with us. How do we get him to do that? Lara said that Lara Croft said, "I don't know how we get him to do that, Animorphs. Maybe Shaggy and Scooby can tell you, but they're getting high on edible weed right now. So I really can't help you out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you over to Ned Stark, who's chopping dinosaurs' heads off over there on Isla Nublar, and then he will help you. And now here's Jeff Burns with the rest of the story, or a continuation of the story. Jeff?
Mark, they're the worst.
This isn't my game, Jeff. I'm better at bad director.
So the whole group went over to the other island, whose name who nobody cares about, and they found they found Ned Stark. And for some reason, even though they are in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Costa Rica, there was snow on this island. And Ned Stark was mumbling about winter coming. And he was also muttering something about breaking up with Ant-Man and how it distressed him so much recently. But then, so they were trying to get Ned out of his funk and help them out. But all of a sudden, through the trees, burst this huge... It's like a morph of a shark and a dinosaur. It was this huge shark dinosaur creature, and Quint was riding it, chasing a T-Rex. That's right, just like that. He was doing just like what Mark just did. Yeah, and he was drinking as he was riding, and he was just yelling, and everybody just first they just stared. They were so shocked, and then they all scattered and ran away from the shark that was bearing down on them. And then, Omar.
They took shelter as they heard Quint flying overhead screaming, "Black eyes! Eyes like a doll's eyes!" over and over and over and over, thinking it was the first time each time because he was 4 sheets to the wind. Well, like, if only there was a way to get out of here, man. They glanced around, and Scooby said, "Who's this?" And they looked down, and there was a hatch. They opened the hatch, and in the hatch, they could hear music playing. And they thought, interesting. Where's that music coming from? So they climbed down the stairs, and there they saw a man with a long beard who spun around and said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And they said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Desmond from Lost. And this is the hatch." And then it cut to black, and then it was just the word "lost" floating backwards and slowly tilting.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a good? Can we end it there?
Yeah, very good. Nice job.
That is.
Mark, we lost your audio. Now we got you. Yeah. So wait. So I've only seen like a couple episodes of Lost. Is that how it ends?
Effectively.
Okay.
Well, every episode ends with the Lost.
Oh, with that thing. Okay. Yeah. So in the chat, by the way, some people were saying I totally agree that that was a great Scooby and Shaggy. That was awesome.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, Omar, you tore that game up. That's your game.
Yeah. Chris
I've studied with Akeem, so.
What was that?
I've studied with Akeem, who is also one of the Geek and Sundry vloggers, and that's like he is Shaggy. So
nice. Chris says this is my favorite geeky game, Tangent Tales. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Chris. Thank you.
Nice.
Tammy says Wicket would roast dinosaurs on a spit.
True.
Titanic Clover 199 and Twitch joined us in the middle and was just like, "What the heck?" I had no idea what was going on. Yep, that's good. That encapsulates the show pretty nicely. People were saying they wish Animorphs were on longer in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah. Tammy says Power Ranger Dino version.
That would have been good.
Yeah, would have. Victor says Dino Shark has returned from the bad sci-fi movie vault. Tammy has said yippee-ki-yay. Maybe she wanted John McClane to join in. That would have been cool.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Go to the island, they said. Yeah, sorry.
Mark says perfect Lost cliffhanger.
Great.
There you go. All right, great. Awesome. There you go, folks. It's awesome. I was so impressed the way you first picked it up. It almost like you were actually like you had a pre-prepared like thing you were reading. I was like, damn, how is he doing that?
Yeah. I was like, wait, did Jeff and Omar like
I was like, wait, did he know like what I was already gonna say?
Good.
Once it's anything Tomb Raider related, the wheels are already turning. They're already.
Are you a Tomb Raider fan too?
I am.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I gotta play Shadow. I've got it downloaded, but I haven't played it yet. But I also got a problem because Anthem's coming out in like a little over a week, and I gotta fucking play that too. All right.
Gaming is very hard.
I never. That's the problem. I never have time to like fit in the gaming I want, so I buy them and I'm like, I don't have time to play it.
Yep. Steam sales is always like, great, this is going into my bag of holding.
That's a perfect way to describe it. I know. I have a huge bag of holding on Steam. That just happened 2 days ago. There was 2 things on sale on Steam. Shenmue 1 and 2. I don't know if you ever guys. I played it on Dreamcast originally.
Yep.
And I guess they're releasing a 3rd version. I guess later this year.
Oh my god.
A new version. So I was like, well, fuck. I guess I should go. It's on sale. I should go play those 2 again. And then Forgotten Anne, which is a pretty critically acclaimed recent game, which I haven't played, was on sale. I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy both, and I don't know where I'm gonna play these.
We need pocket universes that don't have time. That would be great.
We need the girl who can stop time.
Oh yeah, that's what you would do. That's literally all I would do. Is I would just be like, great, Red Dead 2 knocked out. I am now 50 years older.
Right, everybody's like, wow, you haven't aged well at all.
Yeah, that was. I saw you yesterday.
Necrodia says, well, every episode of Super Geeked Up must include Lara Croft or Black Widow. That is true. And actually, Lara Croft, I usually try to bring up every single show. All right. So, oh my God, I guess that's it for the show today, folks.
What?
I know. All right. So thank you so much to Omar. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a great guest once again.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Once again, why don't you tell people where they can find you online, what shows to look out for?
Absolutely. And then I'll reveal the big announcement about the fun thing about Thank You for Questing. I'm Omar. You can find me at Omar Najam on Twitter. And also, if you want to check out Popular Music, the podcast about popular music and pop music, check out Pop Music Podcast on Twitter. And we share stuff out there. Episodes up every Monday. And about Thank You for Questing, we have been working, my good friend Cal and I have been working on a one-shot that we've built out the rules for you to do a one-shot Thank You for Questing adventure with your group of friends. And so we built out the mechanics, and then the whole team from Thank You for Questing put together a bunch of fun creative ideas. And so you'll be able to roll up your own adventures. And there'll be tools, weapons, and spells, and a whole bunch of stuff. And it'll be a free PDF that will go up next Thursday. So the countdown starts now, and you can be able to, you'll get that next Thursday. It'll be a fun, free RPG for you to play around with. So there's that announcement. And then also I'm going to make a request to you guys. If you could do me a favor and tweet at Daily Dale, that's Daily, like how it's normally spelled, and then DAEL, any Scooby-Doo GIFs or GIFs that you come across, as we were mentioning Scooby-Doo, that would be great. If you've been to any of the panels at Comic-Con, you've already seen Dale, and you know that she loves Scooby-Doo, so she would love nothing more than to be flooded with Scooby-Doo tweets.
I didn't know that. Yeah, so Dale was, well, you introduced me to Dale. She was on our panels at Comic-Con, the gaming panels. Scooby-Doo is actually my all-time favorite character in cartoon, so...
Scooby-Doo is so good. Scooby-Doo is so good. We'll talk about this afterwards. There needs to be more Scooby-Doo stuff. But yes, great. So please send all your Scooby-Doo stuff to her. She would love that. Do it as soon as you can. And that's all my things. I think I'm done. I think that's it.
Blair Beveridge in the chat, who says he's been watching, but he's been working, I guess. So that's why he's been quiet.
Hey!
He says Dale trolling. Yeah. Well, but she'll like this trolling because it's Scooby-Doo.
Yep. Yep.
Kamikaze 2003 says, Omar, what's the third platform you're publishing on? 3D platform. I'm sorry, 3D platform. Does that make any sense to you?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm actually, that's so great. That's so funny you asked. I'm doing like a bunch of like ThinkCAD. Sorry, I've been printing. I can't get to it because I set up my room a certain way. I 3D printed a dice tower. And it works pretty well, but I'm going to do a different one in a little bit. But I'm using like ThinkCAD and then this, I forget the exact name of the splicer and I don't want to say it wrong. So I'll tweet it out because I'm going to do some new builds for some other stuff. So 3D printing is very fun. It's nice. Wizardry that I don't have to worry about.
One more time, where can they go to get the Thank You for Questing one shot?
You can actually head over to thankyouforquesting.com or head over to the Zeitgeist website. And so when the PDF is available, I will tweet out the link from my Twitter. And you can also check out Thank You for Questing stuff using hashtag Thank You for Questing. And so, yeah. And the podcast is everywhere if you want to listen to it.
Sweet. Awesome. Fantastic.
Cool.
Mark, where can they find you?
They can find me at MA Pezzula on Twitter, MAPEZZULA. Thank you guys for watching. It was very fun to be on. Omar, thank you for coming on. Jeff, thank you for having me on. I definitely did miss this. Hopefully I can do it more in the future because I definitely had a blast tonight. And thank you to everybody who was in the chat room and everything.
Is this your fucking Oscars acceptance?
It's good. I'm teared up.
I like it though. I like it.
And then they can also find you on Instagram at Mark's Bedsheets, right? If I'm not.
That's got to be the handle, Mark's Bedsheets.
It's a private IG. Get in, if you know what I mean.
Mark's Bedsheets. If you want to see some action, don't come here.
Yeah. They're just laying here, haven't moved in years.
I know, it was great to have you back, man. I'm glad you had a good time. And great to have you back, of course, as well, Omar. And hopefully Omar and I will probably be doing some stuff at some cons coming up next month. You know, actually, I can at least announce what I'm doing now, at least one of the cons. So at San Diego Comic Fest, which is March 7th through the 10th here at San Diego, I can officially announce I'll be doing Super Geeked Up live. We're going to be doing our improv show there live on stage. And actually, who Chris mentioned earlier, his buddy Chris Bermonte is going to be one of the guests. And Omar might be, if depending on how schedule works out, maybe we'll be doing some gaming with us as well. Because we're doing a gaming panel. I can announce that as well. We're doing a D&D and RPG tabletop gaming panel. So if Omar can make it, he'll be part of that. And then we're going to run some gaming sessions right after the panel as well. So that's always a fun time. So this is it's actually interesting, folks. This was actually founded by one of the original founders of Comic-Con. And so it was get back to the roots of it, where it was like a small, intimate con, and not like the huge, which is great. The current Comic-Con is fantastic, obviously, but I also appreciate that people are doing like the more smaller, intimate things as well.
I love small cons. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're really good. You can really get, make some really cool bonds and get to know the people involved in running it and everything.
And good finds, real good finds.
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. So anyway, thank you to Matt Dunford and Mike over there for having me part of it. Really appreciate it. I met those guys fairly recently, and it's nice to be, now that I'm in San Diego, it's nice to be able to be part of more cons in the area. All right, cool. So I'll give you more information. We'll keep updated about that. All right, so I think that's pretty much everything, folks. Again, remember, you can find all our stuff at supergeekedup.com. All our past shows, the Super Knocked Up web series that Mark and Jordan are in that we were talking about, you can catch that there. All the links to YouTube and Amazon and everything where you can catch that are over there. And Patreon is patreon.com/supergeekedup. We always appreciate your support very much. Please subscribe to us and follow us if you haven't. We're at Super Geeked Up on most of the social media platforms. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you guys rock. We really appreciate you. You guys have been awesome the first 3 episodes of this season, coming out in force. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. If you're watching in posts, we also thank you just the same. We will be back next week at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Until then, stay geeky, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.